Ever wondered who the oldest vampires in history are? Let's dive into the legends of these ancient beings. 6. The Vampire Graves Location, Bulgaria. Year 1700s. Trick, brutal burial tradition. In Bulgaria, near the Red Sea, researchers in 2004 discovered 700-year-old skeletons in a burial site east of the town of Debelt. They theorized that similar rituals had been practiced for a long time, both in Bulgaria and Serbia, but also throughout the Balkan regions. The skeletons were pierced straight through the chest with iron rods. Researchers believe that these and the 100 or so other vampire skeletons are evidence of regional superstitions related to vampires. The rods kept the bodies in their graves, they believed, unable to rise and take new victims. The skeletons also had their teeth removed, presumably so that even if they escaped, they couldn't bite anyone. 5. Manananggal Location, Philippines. Year 1589. Trick, brutal mythology. The Manananggal is not a person, but a mythical creature in Philippine folklore that is now well known as a potential mythological precursor to the modern vampire. They have bat-like wings, fangs, and devastating claws. Most Manananggals are female. They have the power to separate their upper and lower bodies. The upper flies into the night in search of human prey. The Manananggal's favorite victims are pregnant women, whom the creature invades with its long tongue to suck the blood and heart from the unborn baby. Legends were grislier back then. Another connection to vampire lore is that the creature fears crushed garlic, salt, and ash, which prevent it from being able to reconnect to its lower body. Our written accounts of the creature in folklore date back to 1589, and the accounts of Juan de Plasencia in his Customs of the Tagalogs. The actual legends of the creature among the people who invented it, however, are much older. 4. Porphyria Victims Location, Europe. Year 1600s. Trick, superstitious medical practices. While not a single historical vampire, but rather a blood disorder called porphyria, the ailment intersects with vampire folklore in interesting ways. Porphyrin created, among other symptoms, rashes, red urine, pain, hallucinations, disorientation, and light sensitivity. Do you see where this is going? People suffering from porphyria, particularly in the Middle Ages when treatment was scarce and understanding was scarcer, may have created the behavioral archetype of the modern vampire. This included their disoriented mental state, hallucinatory rantings, and their pain. They blistered, even leading to harsh burns, when exposed to direct sunlight. This sensitivity was so severe that some victims even lost their noses and ears, leading to a demonic appearance. 3. Venice Vampire Location, Italy. Year 1576. Trick, early archaeological evidence of a vampire. The plague hit Venice, Italy, hard in the 1500s, partly owing to the close quarters of the city's construction, partly its popularity as a center of trade, and partly because it was the plague. However, one of its interesting artifacts feeds directly into the timeline of vampire mythology, with this Venetian woman whose grave was uncovered in 2006. In a mass grave of plague victims, one particular skeleton stood out. A brick had been jammed directly through her teeth and into her jaw, a known custom of vampire exorcism in Europe at the time. While some researchers believe that the brick fell in after burial, others, such as the excavator Matteo Borini, confidently point to it as early archaeological evidence of a confirmed vampire. 2. Lilith Location, Israel. Year 40 BC. Trick, major folkloric presence in the Jewish faith. In Jewish folklore as old as 2,000 years ago or more, Lilith is a fascinating figure. In texts such as the Alphabet of Sirach, written around 800 AD, and the Dead Sea Scrolls dated to around 40 BC, Lilith is the first wife of Adam, before Eve. She was created simultaneously with him from the same mortal clay, as opposed to Eve, who was created later from Adam's rib. And finally, 1. Sekhmet, location, Egypt. Year, circa 1500 BC. Trick, being the oldest vampiric deity, the oldest vampire is Sekhmet. She was a warrior goddess in ancient Egypt. Though the term vampire would not have been used, this feline monster lady fits the bill, and historians often consider her to be the first ancient vampire tale. Sekhmet was not only a warrior goddess, but a god of death and healing as well, the combination creating a definite feeling of similarity with vampire folklore, eternal death and eternal life at the same time. Her father, the sun god, Ra, sent Sekhmet to punish mankind for their unfaithful, disobedient habits by slaughtering them. As she killed people, Sekhmet drank human blood to give herself power,